Meanwhile, the Biden administration is appealing a federal judge's ruling on July 4th that severely limits the administration's contacts with social media companies. And this is a major national security issue for many people with whom I've spoken, as well as a health issue, public health issue. The injunction is in response to a lawsuit by two Republican attorneys general who argued that the Biden administration went too far in encouraging companies to moderate misinformation about COVID vaccines. Joining us now is Michael Waldman, president of the Brennan Center for Justice, but has also worked in the West Wing of the Clinton administration, the author of The Supermajority, How the Supreme Court Divided America. Michael, from conversations I've had with national security officials, this is a major issue for them in terms of election security. They are not, under this ruling, this injunction, unless it's, unless the appeal is successful, and it'll go to a higher court, presumably. They cannot notify people if they have a known instance of election interference. They cannot notify, according to our own contributor, Andrew Weissman, he, as the FBI general counsel, was notifying people overseas that social media was endangering the lives of people, of government officials overseas.
It is an extraordinarily broad, even radical ruling in many ways, made by one trial judge before a trial and before there was even discovery in the case, listening to two very conservative Republican attorneys general, basically putting into the law the conspiracy theory idea that somehow the government's been censoring social media and keeping conservative voices off. This is a potentially very significant threat to the ability to stop election interference. We know that, for example, Russia in 2016 made use of these social media platforms. We know that there's massive potential for disinformation. We know that AI only takes that up to the next level. And what this ruling says is that the State Department, all these public health doctors, the entire Department of Health and Human Services cannot even talk to these companies. You got to protect the First Amendment. Nobody should be ordering content off, but it's a very, very far-reaching and potentially very damaging action by this one judge.
And where do we stand on the request to stay the injunction?
Well, in a case like this, the government will and has rushed to say, you know what, let's not have this go into effect. But in the meanwhile, meetings are getting canceled, and lots of people are wondering what they are allowed to do under the law. This is what's called a nationwide injunction from one judge. It's being these days abused a lot by conservatives shopping for a judge to try to stop the Biden administration from doing something. When Trump was president, there were liberal judges who made similarly broad nationwide rulings. The Supreme Court has never said whether these rulings are actually allowed, but certainly this will head to the Supreme Court pretty quickly because the impact could be so significant. And again, if there's an allegation, a serious allegation of a violation of the law or a violation of the First Amendment, that's what the legal process is for. What this does is freeze everybody and declare things in effect illegal before the evidence is even out. That's why I think it reeks more of a conspiracy theory than of facts. I'll give you one example, Andrew. You're probably familiar. One of the charges it makes is that Dr. Fauci came on your show to say that hydroxychloroquine was not an effective tool against COVID, and that somehow was deemed coercive of the social media platforms. I think there's a lot of stuff like that in here.